Wow, right on cue. I didn't even have a chance to make a video about it yet. I've mulled like this topic over for a few days, but like Trevor Lawrence got smacked on a slide, right? And the dude got suspended, all that sort of stuff. I instantly was just like, what is this BS? Like, why? Like, how are you sliding in so fast that you're able to even get? It's not like we're talking about dude just cracks him helmet to helmet or just slamming onto him. They're just hitting him with force that's making his helmet smack the ground. Like, slow the fucking down and sit your ass in the grass, bro. Like, I never understood that shit. Like, you better not be sliding up on me. Like, yeah, like fucking lay his ass out. I'll take a fucking suspension and a fucking 15-yard penalty or whatever. Like, get the fuck out of here. This is bullshit. I'm not gonna let you get a fucking first down because you fucking like slowly slid. Like, go fucking sit your ass down. Don't slide at me and say fucking baseball with your spikes all up and shit. That shit would piss me off so hard. I don't blame any defender who does that shit. And Joe Thomas, fucking definitely a face of the league, not a heel in any way, right? Like legendary Cleveland Brown. Iron Man, 167 straight games, right? He's got a fucking problem with it, and he plays offense, okay? And he's supposed to protect the quarterback. He's saying, hey, QB, stop being fucking morons out here, and you won't be getting smacked around like the bitches you are. Like, if you're gonna act like a bitch, I'm gonna slap you like a bitch. That's what these fucking defenders are saying, right? Like same with like that type of shit, like you've seen in the UFC where like it's like, oh, because the dude's hands on the mat, you can't punch him, so a dude will like put his finger on the mat right before you go to uppercut the shit out of him. You're supposed to not do it. Like, get the fuck out of here, right? Like, it's just that same shit. So I feel really good about this. I was wondering if maybe Joe Thomas makes a comeback. He's only 40. It is up there for a tackle, but we've seen Jason Peters and a lot of dude play way up into their late 30s and beyond. So I don't know about beyond, right? But at least in the late 30s and probably the 40 mark. So he's taking like a few years off too, and he slimmed down. I could totally see Thomas playing tackle if someone goes down. That's like my entire free agent wish list, right? If the Cowboys do, I actually don't like the Cowboys. I mean, like I said, I like them in the playoffs, but I was gonna say maybe they need Malik Hooker. I still feel like they probably feel like they're better off without him and somehow get rid of him, but let's assume he just stays on them because they need him for the playoff run. Either way, I'd be totally cool with picking him up just for a little bit more insurance in the safety tandem. That one guy's kind of shaky, and that would be like elite, Rodney McLeod, Malik Hooker, like, whoo! So I'm really hoping that's what they do, and he just fits that Browns personality, like where he's just always trying to sell out for the huge knockout hit every time, right? So that totally works for me. And then, of course, Joe Thomas here. If maybe like Wyatt Teller goes down or something like that. And then, let's see, who else we got? Obviously, we want to get Bridgewater and Foles. Foles is the only one the Browns have to sign. I'm totally cool with like the Lions picking up Bridgewater just to put him in as the backup quarterback that also gets injured before Hendon comes in, just to scare you a little bit more. If he ends up getting a ring with the Lions, I'm equally as cool with that. But I would really like a Hendon versus Bridgewater Super Bowl, obviously, right? If I want Foles in there, at least into the divisional round, right? Basically doing everything to win that game before getting hurt there at the worst. Like I said, possibly the Broncos game. Now, is that everybody? Oh, and Gordon. We need Josh Gordon. So that doesn't feel like too hard of a task. Josh Gordon, Joe Thomas, and Foles as the only ones that really matter, and just for like make them like incredibly awesome. Also get Malik Hooker. Like, you can't go get 5 guys. That's, man. Like, I wish there was a way to like start a petition for Andrew Berry to like have to do it. Like, that's what I want to see, a news article that's like fans finally come to their senses and ask Andrew Berry to do 5 awesome fucking things. Obviously, he can't steal Hooker off the Cowboys. I don't expect them to cut him now that I think about it, but I'll bet the Cowboys would shop him. I'll bet they take that bum we got and a pick, right? That looks at right now when we got 3-9, a second round pick. It looks like a glorified like late first rounder, right? You know what I mean? So that's the move I would make right there. We probably got to go even a third, because that's gonna look like a glorified second, right? And that's still probably overpaying. But I'd pay a third because you already got picks for Cooper, all that sort of stuff. I would totally get rid of that for Hooker. You need help on the safety unit, and you don't gotta give up nothing for Foles, Thomas, and Gordon. And Thomas and Gordon, all their most important memories are in Cleveland, anyways. Obviously Gordon made like a couple Super Bowl runs and got a ring, all that sort of stuff. But he's a Cleveland guy. So that's my dream team right there. I think you got Foles and Bridgewater out there with Gordon and maybe Judy to throw it to still, depending on if like he gets injured or something like that. I think he's got to really shut the Broncos up in the AFC Championship. So I got Judy staying healthy the whole way. All right, so and maybe he goes down for like a few weeks or something, and that's why they signed Gordon. And then when he comes back, they just got like a dynamic duo, right? And I don't know. I think the junior, the NFL players gets receiver. I think he'll be back and he's doing good. I think he was injured. So yeah, that receiver unit should be scary. They got Njoku. They shouldn't need any other help there. You got Thomas as emergency line insurance. If anything good, like the offensive line is awesome, right? Like you can't just watch that elite line go down in flames if Teller goes down. Like Thomas got to step up to the plate. So that makes sense to me. Thomas probably the first one back up. If not Foles. Like Foles comes back, that inspires Thomas, and then Gordon's like, "What the hell am I doing? Let me go catch some." Like I'm the only guy in NFL history to have back-to-back like 200-yard receiving games. I'm gonna go do that in the playoffs. Right? Boom, boom, just torch two teams. Right? Like so he doesn't have to come in until it matters because all I need from Gordon is 2 big games. I want Kadarius Toney roasting the Chiefs at least once. So he's got to get one of the Chiefs wins, like a big punt return or something crazy. Okay, obviously we got a Tucker win. Oh, that's the other one. So that's number 6. Perfect, right? So Justin Tucker to make that 67-yarder the last snap of the season, regular season, to knock Baltimore out of there. Who else is going to have an important moment? So just to just keep piling icing on the cake, Foles, I would certainly not be surprised if you see the old Philly special or probably even a variation of it. There's probably you know what would be fucking ballin'? Like some sort of variation of like a fake Philly special that's actually a flea flicker. He runs the Philly special, but he doesn't leak out like before. He just stays in the backfield, acts like he's going to run, just launched it to Gordon, right? So I want to see that. Nick Foles flea flicker, fake Philly special that's actually a flea flicker to Josh Gordon, but we could actually see both those plays, a flea flicker and a Philly special. Maybe they remind him of the Philly special before they hit him with this Cleveland steamer, right? So that works for me. Foles is tough and selfless, so getting those little QB sneaks, 4th and 1 type situations, he'll be able to do that no problem behind that line. He'll just go with the flow right to where he needs to go, getting pushed in there. We got a huge surge that one time. That made me inspired that we'll get any type of short yardage we need on a QB sneak, no matter who's in there, as long as they don't fumble it. And then, who do we got? Bailey Zappi is on the roster. I'm thinking this game is a combination of like Jameis and Bailey Zappi. I cannot figure out Bailey Zappi. All I know is he's not nearly as important as Nick Foles, so I just want him the fuck out of there as like early as possible. But I'm thinking he just gets hurt. Right? So I'm thinking these guys just start going down like flies. Jameis goes down. But like it's hard to even explain how. Because, like, obviously they don't give up, like, quick pressures or whatever, but all these guys hold the ball too long. So just keep holding the ball too long, keep getting smacked, I guess, or Jameis is going to try to scramble, like in Elway or something, and just get annihilated. It's not going to work out like it did in the snow. So maybe that's how he goes out. Bailey Zappi's just frail, right? It's probably not even a sack or nothing. He just gets hit after release. Boom, done. Right? So, And anything like a concussion or anything like that, like if Bailey Zappi's out of the rotation, he's not going to immediately get thrown back in over the emergency guy you sign like Foles or Bridgewater or whatever, right? So, and you're obviously going to, I'd say trust, I don't know, the Bailey Zappi thing is so hard to figure out because they signed him back, right? Like, I really can't figure out. And Dorian Thompson, those are the two that really throw me off, is DTR and Bailey Zappi. So obviously I trust Zappi. But we just don't really want to see him with the better storyline available. Like, at least not too much. Foles had to have came in around this time with the Eagles. Couldn't have been too much later than this. That's another thing I want to look up. Let's see. What else we got? I mean, it's really just the QB thing I really want to figure out. Everything else seems to make perfect sense. Chubb's fine. I can't think of any type of little speedy guy they could get if they, is Cribbs still alive? Like, I really looked at Josh Cribbs. Let's see. I doubt it. 41. I don't think they need Cribbs, but, he hasn't played in 10 years. Yeah, I'm not counting on Cribbs to come out of retirement, but, like, he could. Once again, like, all these guys aren't out of the 41. Like, the thing with Gordon, I was thinking, is Jerry Rice and all those sort of guys, man, they played, like, so old. So, like, Gordon to me is a no fucking doubter. But since I told you I only need 2 big games from him, and obviously you'd want him in the playoffs anyways, I realized it probably doesn't make any sense for him to play a single snap in the regular season, because he's already got the record, and it's the perfect number. Like, he could go and get, like, a few yards or something, just to, like, make it a little bit, like, he can't have any, like, meaningful big breakout game before the playoffs, and it's to me it's hard to explain, like, why he wouldn't be playing well, and then he just goes off, so obviously they always got their ways, but just saying, that's what I think there. Gordon seems like a sure thing. Nick seems like a sure thing. Tucker, sure thing. Those are the ones I feel the most sure about. I'd like to get Joe Thomas. I'd like to get Malik Hooker. I'd like to get... I mean, even Cribbs would just be funny. Like, why not, like, throw him on the list? But that's the least one. And Bridgewater, right? He's got to go on my Lions. Or that's an either or. I don't feel like the Lions need to sign anybody else. What's Calvin Johnson doing? Let's see. 39. Don't roll it out, man. Didn't they say he quit because he didn't like losing? You couldn't see a Megatron versus Josh Gordon Super Bowl. How fucking gnarly would that be, right? So, I'm just gonna leave. Well, let's check the news. I don't know. If all it needed was a deep playoff run, why wouldn't he have done it last year? He's not feeling the vibe at the exact time. And the way I see it from front, let's make this. Okay, interesting. Wait, they did Megatron Day? They did Megatron Day? Alrighty. He's already in the pride. Yeah, so he's on the pride of the Lions. It would be a good time. That's a reason to do it now. That's got to soften whatever tension is a little bit, right? $1964. Like I said, not counting on regular season Megatron, possibly. Definitely, I like both these guys on these playoff rosters. Tell me you don't like that.